Once again, hi, I'm Sharon. I want you to visit Amazon and buy my book. I can't come to work today because I have to babysit my house. I will now read chapter 5. My mother's church for the last part of her life, had her undying devotion. Well, always. The songs I hear and appreciate were performed by some of the best voices of the choir there at that tiny church. I didn't realize how much I missed her family and friends day, or when she was in charge of a program, or their annual events. Countless Sundays, my late brother would help her carry the food and accessories for table, her November festival table, complete with tablecloth, candlestick, silverware. It was a given. November was her month. I always felt my mother's oratorical skills were beyond compare and urged her to complete her schooling. I saw her as a perfect college adult student since she was already a social butterfly. It was the year of her death. I got an inkling that despite her eternal advocacy for her children's education, she shied away from her own. As she told me, after the students in her small town of Mississippi graduated 8th grade, they had to wait a couple of years before our high school was built for black children. On her first day, she failed the test they all were required to pass and was sent back a grade. These typed words can measure the lump in my heart and tears of someone being so humiliated as an eager student. As a teacher myself who gives a life changing exam without preparation, yet despite this, she fulfilled her dream of our home with books and encyclopedias and encouraged weekly library visits. My extreme unbelief when she told me this her last summer was a summary of afflictions known and unknown of black people, spoken or mostly kept to the grave. When I hear people on the radio, Miss Betty, for one, talk about how she wanted to take Spanish here in Chicago, and then a counselor told her she couldn't take it until her second year in high school. And then when she got to her second year in high school, they gave her the runaround and said she should have taken it in her first year of high school. Breathe. I then understood her reluctance to return to an educational environment. Despite her excellence in speaking and verbal presentations, she didn't receive the accolades of being a class act when she should have been a principal or a mayor or a governor somewhere. When we were younger, she taught us the midnight ride of Paul Revere, which she'd learned in school and which I still remember. And I still remember a poem about St. Patrick's Day that I learned in second grade. The power of poetry. My heavenly mother lived like many women, doing too much and not being appreciated or listened to. The reason why I started doing this YouTube channel, because I realized I was waiting for my life to become serene so that I could sit and write with butterflies around. Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, I will never be. I keep waiting for a life to become serenity for a moment to write. I must have been a slow learner because that's not going to happen. I am heartbroken at deaths I've learned of in this season, even as I view the death monument of Christ Hospital. I keep trying to make sense of it, and therein is my problem. I knew I wouldn't be at that place long. Who wants to look at the monument of a Christ Hospital each time you go to work? And it wasn't the dead people that were in the hospital. The dead people were in that work environment. That's all for now. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think. What should I add? What should I take away? How should I edit it? Have a blessed day.